Magic Round has been a winner so far. The big winner is the groundsman. I suppose we can thank Mother Nature for a little bit of drying weather, but to have this ground in such great condition after 7 games and all the weather we've had, the groundsmen need a wrap here at Suncorp Stadium. Looks brilliant. This should be a beauty.
So the Roosters are 5-4 after 9 rounds of the comp, and they had that same record when they won the comp back in 2018. So it's not an unfamiliar start to the season for Trent Robinson's men. Maria Hargreaves with the first run of the day. Sunday afternoon footy from Footy Central Suncorp Stadium. Wonderful atmosphere here. Siwa Taukeaho. Penasini and Moses responsible for the tackle there. And out past the 20 they go with Maria Hargreaves. Probably hasn't been at his best to start the year, but if he could produce a vintage performance today, it'd go a long way to helping his team maybe succeed. Now Hutchison is in the start in the number 9 jersey, or the number 9 role anyway, and he's up at number 14 for them. A clearing kick, and Gutherson with the return.
Yeah, and it seems like there's no breeze out there at all because the smoke from the fireworks is just lingering out there at the moment. Very misty.
Ball played by Simonson, now Campbell Gillard. It's going to be somewhere around Brad Fittler's thinking as well, you'd have to say. He's had an excellent start to the year. Marnie left to Brown now. Only won one of their last 6 against the Roosters, Parramatta. And the first high kick of the afternoon by Moses. Down to Joseph Suwali. He's up against his schoolmate, Will Penasini, this afternoon. He's had a fine little period, Joseph Suwali, as Tedesco's there on the backup. But the 18-year-old, 3 tries in his last couple of games.
Yeah, and before that offload, it was a really controlled and conservative start to the game by both of these teams. They both had a really good win last week. Obviously, the Parramatta side beating the reigning premiers, and the Roosters, they found a bit of form against the Gold Coast Titans, so it can change their season or start their season, but they've got to back it up here today.
Hutchison, Tedesco first receiver, Keary second, and Tupanua comes bulldozing onto one. 6 more here. And they look confident now, the Roosters. This is a nice little bit of play. And Manu, who is having a tremendous season himself. 6 tries in 9 games for Joey. Keary with a pass for Siwa Taukeaho again, and then pretty much under the black dot at Parramatta's end of the ground here. Hutchison and Radley and Keary and Tedesco with a beautiful tap on, and Paul Momirovski. No, not quite. They had to scramble Parramatta. That was beautiful to watch. Now Crichton can't get there. Pulled up by Marnie. Hutchison, now Maria Hargreaves. He's going to take them on himself, and he's going to score the Roosters' first try. The big dog.
And when the big dog barks, they all bark. And Jared Hargreaves, this is a common play with him, where he'll stand flat on the advantage line, catch the ball, and funnel it back to a playmaker. On this occasion, he catches, dummies, goes his own. Isuzu D-Max replay, lunges out, and puts it over the line. If you drew his ticket in the first try scorers, you would have ripped it up before the game, but there you are, a winner.
Well, it was a nice play on the left-hand side of the field. James Tedesco bat on, and Paul Momirovski put a nice little move on the Parramatta defence, but it was a quick play of the ball. They went again, and then they went to their go-to front rower, Jared Hargreaves. Beautiful little subtlety, show and go. A couple of forwards from the Parramatta Eels fell for it, left Reid Marnie one-on-one with a big man close to the line, and he stretches out.
He's used that play a lot, Billy, hasn't he, over the years? Like he just stands there, catches, flops it out the back for a half to get the ball wider. And whether he just suddenly got it in his head or someone said, you know what, if you dummy one day, you'll score.
Well, that's the key. He throws it the majority of the time, so everyone's expecting the pass. They're not expecting Jared to throw a dummy and go himself.
Well, look at the look in his eyes. It come as a shock to him. He didn't expect it to work that good.
He kicked beautifully last week, Sam Walker. A lot of kicks from wide out on the ground. This one from close range. It's the Roosters in front. Looks like a furnace from high above Suncorp. JWH with his first try of the year. Brad Fittler, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Matt. Beautiful conditions down here. I've been up in the grandstand all day and it's hot and sweaty up there, but down here there's a slight breeze gust. It's a bit of an east-southeaster, so it's supporting the Roosters a little bit. It's about 27 to 30 degrees. All depends where you're sitting. And the only bit of mud's just where the touch judges run up the sideline. Oh, we've got an error after tries, not good.
No, thanks, Freddie. And Gutherson goes straight on the counter-attack here. Hayes Perham. He left one Rooster behind. And they don't get to a kick there after points, so Parra with an immediate chance.
Love the fullback attacking after a drop ball.
Regan Campbell-Gillard. Third best attacking record in the comp, Parramatta. Their defence, though, is ranked 8th in the Premiership at this stage. Brown, back in the 6. He went back into his more accustomed position last week against the Panthers. Having a good year. Campbell-Gillard, Nathan Brown. And the two big men, Takiaho and Rhea Hargreaves, can't put him down. Marnie. Now Brown's there again. The same two defenders account for him. 7 metres short of the Roosters line now. Marnie stabs a kick in behind. Tedesco's there. And I don't know, that was part of the playbook for the outside backs.
Yeah, it wasn't a great set by Parramatta Eels. Probably a fresher kick there by Reid Marnie. A little bit frustrating.
Good run.
James Tedesco, he's always in position.
That was a strong charge there by Tupou and some width already for the Roosters. Tupanua, he's through. They're busting tackles early on here, Trent Robinson's men.
Yes, until he moved back to the right-hand side of the field today. He has spent time on the left. Angus Crichton has been on the right, but it appears as though they've made a subtle change today.
Yeah, and Gus, when you use the football, you generally put pressure on the opposition, the defensive line of the opposition, and Satili Tupanua got a one-on-one tackle, put pressure on the defender to let go. You earn those penalties by using the football, and they're playing football at the moment, the Roosters.
Yes, on Tupanua, I don't know if there was an issue with him last week, but he came off the bench and didn't come into the game until the second half, but only played 18 minutes. And he's back into the starting team today, and he's made a real impression early. He's with it again. 18 metres short of Parramatta's line. The Roosters look full of running here, don't they? Here's Radley. And Keary, they've got numbers out here. That's a tap on play. It was okay. Oh, late call. I don't know about that. That looked back out of the hands.
The baton is a knock-on.
Oh.
Baton's a knock-on.
So we've got a new rule. Batons are knock-on.
Well, only if it goes forward.
Yeah, well, I would think so. I don't think that's gone forward.
Yeah, they've done that a couple of times. It was James Tedesco only moments before. And Sam Walker.
Well, if they've now made it the rule that a baton is a knock-on, why did he hesitate so long before he ruled it? Or did he have to remember it?
Go and get him.
Baton is a knock-on, Billy.
If it goes forward.
Half your tries would have been gone. We'll have to erase them.
Here we go.
All your tries and try assists are all batons.
I remember a nice one here at this ground. It wasn't a knock-on.
Don't mention the war, okay? Campbell-Gillard. Ground for Lane. I'm glad you mentioned the ground stuff here, Gus. When we left the ground last night after the Penrith-Melbourne game, it was raining really heavily, and it did start to look like it was feeling the brunt of all the traffic. But you turn up here today in the sun, they must have rolled it overnight or something. It looked absolutely pristine. Moses! into the clear. Papali'i's there. Isaiah Papali'i scoots away.
Yeah, the best ball players make the best ball runners. That's when they're dangerous, when they can use the people around themselves to get themselves into the clearance through the line. Playmakers need to be able to make line breaks. That's what makes them great. Mitchell Moses, more try assists than any playmaker in the game this year. Watch, show, change pace, tempo, sprint through the line. A Suzu D-Max relay, and he's got so far in front of them, Papali'i's able to back up and race away a score. That's what you want your playmakers doing.
Well, you want your playmakers with the football in their hands. You know, all the soldiers around, bodies in motion, and they stand off him. Makes the best decisions, and he's got speed, Mitchell Moses. He's a threat when he runs. And Isaiah Papali'i, he's having a season. Freddie.
You know you've surprised the opposition when you get through the front line of defence and there's no one there, or you got the fullback. Most times when you go into the line, you got support play. Defenders will be coming around and starting to cover, but Mitchell Moses, he tricks them all here. Beautiful show and go. And when he's away, everyone's standing still. Roosters had no idea he was going. And Isaiah Papali'i supports. He surprised a lot of them.
Oh yeah, he's in rare form, Mitchell Moses. Well, they're supremely confident with their attack, this Parramatta team, and Isaiah Papali'i, one of our leading forwards now, ran for nearly 200 metres against the Panthers last week, and he's on the scoreboard early here. Moses from next to the sticks. Suncorp is pumping, and what a delightful prospect this game is for all the fans here. Over 130,000 have been here for Magic Round. Wonderful attendance, given the weather, of course.
It's been busy all around Brisbane, cafes and bars and hotels. All the rugby league people enjoying their weekend. That's a big turnaround there. I mean, the Roosters scored at the other end, pulled back for the bat on, and a few tackles later, and Mitchell Moses is hurting at the other end of the field with Papali'i. So, big turnaround right there.
Marnie with a long pass to Gutherson. 18 short of the halfway. Moses. One of those long hang time kicks that gives the Chase the chance to get down the field. And Daniel Tupou, who has scored 10 tries in 12 games against Parramatta. A double last week. He went past Sean Kenny-Dow into second place on the Roosters all-time try scorers list. Good run. He's found his mojo in the top grade Suwali. He is an athletic freak at 18 years of age.
Hasn't stopped growing yet.
Oh,
Well, he's finished.
now Walker. Oh! Tedesco's there! This will be a try to Teddy! The ball hopped away from Gutherson. I don't know if it was tunnel ball or whether it clean bowled him, but Tedesco's got there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a wobbly old kick.
Ash. Back to tackle one, backwards off Para. But no try. We're checking grounding or if Clint grounds it first.
From first view, I thought James Tedesco got there first. It was a beautiful little ugly kick
onside
by Sam Walker.
Ugly kick.
Beautiful ugly kick by Sam Walker.
A beautiful, ugly kick.
And just...
Ball's lost backwards from Clint Gutherson. This is a restart of the tackle count.
Who wins the race? James Tedesco.
Eddie.
James Tedesco grounds the ball in the in goal. We have a decision.
He just wanted it more. Even to chase like that, even to chase that hard with no guarantee the fullback was going to fumble it. He just He took off on his mission to chase the kick. Gutherson comes up with the error, and had he not chased hard, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, that's one way to mark your 100th game for the Roosters. The 75th player in the history of the club to bring up the century of appearances, and a wonderful effort there from Tedesco.
Yeah, Isuzu D-Max replay. There's that beautiful ugly kick from Sam Walker. Just an awkward bounce for Clint Gutherson, and you're right, Gus. James Tedesco just puts himself in the picture just in case, and the good ones do that. Down to you, Brad.
It ended up like the beach flags. When it come off Gutho got the jump, but you can see Teddy not only had the determination, but used a little bit of technique as well. As he goes through, he balances himself here. Gutho gets the knockback. He just pushes his body into Gutho and gets his hands in underneath. Pretty impressive.
Freddie's the beach sprinter now.
Flags.
So is
That was my go, the flags.
it a beautiful ugly kick or an ugly beautiful kick?
I thought it was beautifully ugly.
So you're saying it was a beautiful kick that got ugly, or an ugly kick that got beautiful?
Well, it got ugly for someone.
Yeah.
Geez, you two would make terrific art critics, wouldn't you? So Walker from just inside touch. It's raining points. This is fun. Fun in the sun. Oh, good kick too. So James Tedesco, in a landmark afternoon for him, has scored for the Roosters, and back comes JWH, one of the great Roosters. Brad Pitt, the sideliner, the 75th player to reach the century for this club, and I'm wondering, he's already won 2 titles, Brad. I mean, when this career ends, I'm wondering where he's going to sit in terms of the great Roosters players, James Tedesco.
Yeah, well, I think at the moment, obviously he relies on a lot of people that stand in front of him, the 12 and the others he trains with and the coaches. And I think the Roosters are at that point. They've got a couple of young blokes in their side, Sawali, Walker, and they've still got a couple of those leaders at the front. Jared Hargreaves scored the first try. And, you know, Luke Keary, who's running around the field. Yeah, they're at that. Yeah, it's hard to know, but they've been part of 2 grand finals. And played a big part in them. He's been the New South Wales captain now for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yep, it's an illustrious career with plenty of time still to go, and they've got some more space here. Tupou comes back in field. They're trying to hold him up to shove him to the sideline, but he's able to find the turf. But good meters this for the Roosters again. Halkeaho on the 10, Marnie the tackler, Hutchison, Keary, and gives it away. Oh, the ball was there. It's 6 more. It was knocked down by a Parramatta player, and we've got a penalty here.
You think of more than?
Someone might have been taken off the ball here.
Hey, Tom? Yeah.
Adam G's just asking
Tom,
if it's any more than
He's gone to the bin, Tom Opacek. It's a professional foul. See, look at that. It's a tackle on Tedesco, who was poking into the hole.
Wow.
Can you bring him back in if it's one?
he's gone.
Can you bring him back if it's 12? And they lead again. The second time. Let's go, please.
Wait a second.
Do I check it?
Yeah. Tedesco, he would have had a second. And Victor Radley has injured himself.
Right, he's got to be careful.
Looks like a lower leg injury. Opacek was off for arrest.
Oh, he grabbed him first.
But he's trying to get the ball.
Sean went for the ball. He didn't.
Well, the sin bin's been pretty
Sean
busy
went for the ball.
this
Sean
afternoon,
didn't.
because
That's
the
our
earlier
rule.
game here, there were 3 sin bins, and all to Canberra. And we'll elaborate a bit more on that after the break. 12-6, the Roosters. So Walker to stretch this to 14-6. Yes, the Raiders, gee, that was a good win. They were down to 11 players at one stage, and Walker has nailed the conversion. 14-6 now. Roosters in command here. Opacek in the bin, and the Raiders with an upset, Billy. 30 points to 10, so they were down to 11 at one stage against Cronulla. Then in the second half, they went from 13 to 12 again, but they ran away from Cronulla in the end. It was a great effort.
Yeah, they did what Cronulla did to the Warriors the week before, won it with less men, and it was a courageous effort by the Raiders, down on troops at the moment, but they rallied. As we see Victor Radley just go off the back, he succumbed to that leg injury.
He's a huge bloke. Butcher out there to replace him now. Siwa Taukeiaho. There's a forlorn-looking Victor Radley. Kira to the line, a juggle by Manu, who did well to regather that in traffic. Brown in front of him.
Yeah, it won't be the last time we see the Roosters go to that right-hand side in the next 10 minutes with Tom Opacek off the field.
JWH. Campbell Gillard with the tackle on halfway, and they go to a Kiri kick. And Gutherson waiting. Oh, he's hit hard by Hutchison. What a handy player he's become, Drew Hutchison. He'd only played a handful of first-grade games when he arrived at the Roosters after a stint in England from the Dragons. He's played all over the field for them and done a great job. He's playing in the dummy half role now.
Well, he was a teenage prodigy. When he was coming through as a teenager, he was considered to be one of the bright young stars on the horizon. Terrible injury run. Couldn't quite get his confidence back, as you say, went overseas.
Report. I'm putting him on report.
He's a player that's really matured and he can play any position.
All right, Rhea Hargreaves on report there. That's a crusher tackle penalty. And Moses bangs it over into the grandstand up near the halfway. Yes, Brad?
No, just watching Victor Radley walk past. When you saw him feeling his ankle was a little bit higher than normal. You get nervous when they start talking about syndesmosis. It sneaks up into the 1 to 2 month period. So let's hope it's a little bit nicer than that for Victor and the Roosters.
Yeah, look, he's had so many issues with injury. He missed pretty much a couple of seasons. Had a knee reconstruction previously. Moses linking with Gutherson and Papali'i back on the angle. Crichton there, over in defence around the legs. And Hutchison, who we were talking about just a moment ago, part of the tackle as well. Now, Paulo, they've got an overlap out here. But Brown took on the defence himself. Away to Nathan Brown, who goes to ground.
Yeah, sniped it.
Yeah. Moses. We've got Lane there, and Gutherson jumping. It's gone back. It's still the last tackle. It's been knocked on there, I think, by Campbell Gillard.
Change over.
The Roosters did well not to touch that. That was a dangerous kick.
Yeah, there were plenty of Roosters in the picture, and they were covering across through that middle of the field. Angus Crichton. Beautiful tackle on Reid Marnie.
Around that butcher. Billy, it looks fluid from the Roosters. It's as fluid as they've looked all year. There's been so much talk about how they're trying to restructure their players. Manu gets to the outside of it and gives it away now. And Suwali down a wing with Gutherson tackling him ball and all. But again, positive attack here by the Roosters, and Walker fires it away to Tedesco. He looks up on the left. He's got Moses waiting in front of him. And Papali'i part of the tackle too. Keary, he thought about a kick and then he changed his mind and instead the ball was knocked out. He got hit hard in a tackle and he's a bit wonky too.
Well, it was nice and fluent until that last play, but the key men for the Roosters, there's been some question marks around the start of their season, but they're using the football beautiful here now. Here they go to that right-hand side again. Joey Manu gives it to Joseph Suwali, and we see the athleticism of the big winger stride down the sideline, but they're starting to find their groove. Walker, Keary, and that man Tedesco at the base of the scrum.
Well, that's how they play when they're confident. When their confidence is up, they do it as good as any team in the competition. Confidence has been down. They ran in some good points against the Titans last week, and just appears as though it's given them the lift they needed.
They're dominating with 60% of the ball just at the moment too, the Roosters. Rhea Hargreaves, Gus, 113 running metres already. Big dog.
When I call release, you throw him off balance.
113 metres, scored a try, been on report.
Yeah.
Doing what a front rower does.
Well, these penalties are really important in this 10-minute period while Tom Opacek are off the field. Well, the Roosters don't have the football, they can't hurt you.
Strong defence on Simonson. He's got 6 tries in 7 games played in Queensland, Bailey Simonson. He likes the weather up here.
Hold, 6-4, slow.
Paulo with the tackle count re-triggered.
Back it up. Wait.
Butcher the defender. Marnie. Couldn't quite catch them out, but he made some good ground there. And Parramatta, they haven't had a lot of ball, but they have looked dangerous. And Moses now, to Will Penasini, got a good tackle. And knocked him over like a tree falling in the forest. And Brown playing on, Campbell Gillard. Tubinor and Butcher there. They're down inside the 10. Marnie looks left. Paulo now. They want to offload. And you can see there from the Roosters defenders, they're aware of that. They wrap up the ball. He's a metre out from the line. He's just on the left of the post. Dylan Brown for Moses to run onto it. And he sends a pass out the back now. A nice little dig to the end goal. Oh, it was just too deep for Papali'i. That was a nice little kick there, actually, from Bailey Simonson. It had just too much hop.
Yeah, they decided to run the football on the last tackle, the Eels. He got out to the wing and he put a nice little kick in. It was just a little bit heavy off the boot. Moses fires a bullet to his winger, Bailey Simonson. And just a little bit too much on it. Papali'i couldn't get there.
Tedesco, he's been wonderful for them so far this year, as always. Came into the round, his second leading metre eater in the comp, just behind Dylan Edwards. And he led the competition in tackle breaks, so nothing wrong with his form. Taukeaho. Hutchison's come from the ground. Started at hooker, and Connor Watson's out there for the Roosters as Walker goes to work. Here he goes, Rhea Hargreaves. From a standing start, crashed into the defence. Now Walker, chipping over the top. There's no one at home. Walker! Sam Walker has lit up Magic Round again.
That's park football. That's just a kid looking up, seeing that the fullback wasn't there, and as if he was playing with his mates in the park on a weekday afternoon, chip over the top and regather. What about that one, Billy? Over the top by Suzu D-Max replay. He just caught them napping.
He's a good little player, this fella. Little Sammy Walker. He would have grown up idolising this ground. Another little number 7, Alfie Langer, playing on this ground from Ipswich, as Sam is. But what a play. What a heads-up play. Freddie?
Well, the important part about that was Sam Walker chipped over Clint Gutherson. That was clever.
You know you're getting on when you say he grew up, he would have loved watching Alan Langer. I don't even think he was born when Alan Langer was playing, Billy.
He'll know who Alan Langer is. Don't worry about that. He's from Ipswich.
Of course.
That's a beauty, isn't it? That's just something you do in the park with your mates, trying to emulate the star players you've seen, and here you are on the big stage doing it to someone else. That's brilliant.
Well, he's got the brain to do it, but he's also got the courage to go through with it.
Well, that's the thing, Bill. Don't we coach that out of a lot of players, a lot of young playmakers, and put the fear in them that if they make a mistake and try something, it's not on?
Well, gone are the days to complete your sets and win the game of football. You've got to play football in this day and age, and Sammy Walker, he's a breath of fresh air, and he's got his team the lead at the moment, 18-6, and he's trying to extend that.
Check back out there for Parramatta. That was brilliant by Sam Walker, who, Billy, he was born in 2002, Alan Langer's last year in Origin. It's frightening, isn't it?
He watched tapes.
Oh, I know.
His whole childhood.
Roosters won the comp in 2002 as well. It might be an omen.
What about the life of a Parramatta fan?
You're moving forward.
You know, just stop for a minute to think. You're a Parramatta fan.
They
go to Melbourne, they beat the Melbourne Storm. They go to Penrith, they beat the Panthers. In between all that, they get beat 35-4 by the Cowboys, and now they find themselves down 20-6 against the Roosters. How the hell do you live as a Parramatta fan?
How about their coach?
How do you explain that? If you coach them, you have no hair. Oh, hold on.
Let's go. That's fine. Yeah, just fine with him.
The life of a Parramatta fan.
I think Brad Arthur just, as soon as he took over the job, clipped all the hair off him. Get it out of the way early.
They've got big hearts. Anyway, they're not dead here yet.
No way.
Stand square.
They've got 3 or 4 tries in them.
Brown.
Get on now, Connor.
Tackle just short of the Roosters' 10-metre line. Moses from Madison had a tremendous game off the bench against the Panthers.
Contact, Tupanua.
Scored a crucial try, second half at the Bluebet Stadium last Friday. Ryan Madison, Lane. Well, a couple of metres out from the line here. There's Opacek. Pass for Brown. Madison again. Palmed away from Butcher, and then Tupanua made an important tackle. That's 4 down on the set. And here's Dylan Brown. Siwa Taukeaho nails him with a one-on-one tackle. Moses with a kick through for Papali'i. Tedesco there again. And they're going to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, he showed great urgency to get there, James Tedesco. He saw the threat. It was a nice little touch from Mitchell Moses. He's come to the right-hand side. Just watch the energy from James Tedesco. Killed the play. Didn't kick it too far. Mitchell Moses, just to the try line.
Before the clock, James.
Oregon Kafusi. Another fresh set of legs out there for the Eels, who have done a lot of tackling early here. 11 out from the break. Moses, Brown, Gutherson, sold a dummy. Tupanua again around the legs. Stops the play in its tracks. 25 metres out. Marnie, they've stacked numbers on the short side here, but Lane is hitting a good tackle as well, and Tupanua. Brown for Madison. Sideline to sideline. Moses, Papali'i on an angled run. but he's tackled nicely. And they go from dummy half here. It's Moses. So he's out of action for a last tackle kick. Probably Gutherson's going to step up. He's going to kick here. Brown's part of that chasing pack. The ball tapped. It's been lost here by Joseph Suwali in trying to regather. So there'll be more tackles for the Roosters to absorb. Pavali'i around the corner. They might score here before they even have to make a tackle, the Roosters. Oh, Simonson! He's on. Maybe didn't hit the ground. The bunker is having a look.
Well, he landed on Tuesday and put the ball down on Friday.
I got advantage over from the knock-on on the other side of the field.
The grounding.
Got no try for a double movement.
The referee doesn't like it. Bailey Simonson couldn't help himself. He reached out. There's a long delay. This is nearly the Hazem El Masri delay.
It was a great effort by Angus Crichton. Elbow touches the ground there.
He's down.
Ball carrying arm touches the ground. Angus Crichton is effecting a tackle. Bailey Simonson reaches out and promotes the ball. We have a decision.
The Roosters have got some amazing record that when they score 18 points or more, I think they're undefeated in their last 36 games or something. So if the Roosters get to 18 points or more, they haven't been beaten on 36 consecutive occasions.
Wow. They're
already 20. So the Eels would have to upset a long-standing... That's some sort of record, isn't it? Roosters score 18 points or more. They're undefeated in their last 36 times.
Emma Lawrence, what do you got for us?
Matt, huge blow for the Roosters. Victor Radley has been ruled out for the rest of the game with that ankle injury. They're hopeful it's not syndesmosis, but just not prepared to take the chance, and he'll be sent for scans when they return to Sydney.
Okay, thank you.
Just give Brad Fittler some oxygen down there.
Is that Brad or was that a donkey down there? It's been a long weekend for everyone, Brad. So Watson now, and Tedesco. The one-handed scoop and take-off by Connor Watson. He's missed the last 4 weeks, so he's back, but Radley's has succumbed to injury. Now Simonson has to run back with the flight of the ball and takes that well. The Rooster wall there on kick chase. 20 points to 6. We were wondering if they could springboard off that really impressive performance against the Gold Coast. Well, the answer is on the scoreboard at the moment. Madison, the link man to Brown, who tried to pull through there. He had Gutherson and Opacek in support. Opacek was the most prominent. Gutherson goes to dummy half there. He slips a pass out the back to Lane. Now to Brown. They're dangerous when they play this sort of footy, Parra. A lot of second phase stuff. They can all offload. Moses, this will be a kick towards Tupou's wing. Simonson's racing down along with Isaiah Papali'i, but he's too good in the air. Daniel Tupou. Now Paul Momirovski. He's had 9 games at Suncorp Stadium in his career for 9 wins, including a grand final. And he's back to where it all started for him at the Roosters. He came through the junior system at the club. Bacon now.
On the mark, no 10 now, Dylan.
Now Connor Watson, drag down. Good effort. Marnie.
Joey, give 10.
Keary can't find the grass with a kick. And that's going to hand Gutherson pretty handy field position here. 14 short.
Well, he had acres of territory to kick that ball and kicked it straight down his throat. It was actually harder to hit the fullback than it was to find open territory. But he managed to find him.
Long ball to Moses. And Simonson. 6 metres short of the halfway. Crichton the tackle, and now Madison. He's got a big engine, hasn't he?
He has. He's got quite the motor.
Here's Brown. His first instinct is to run the ball, Dylan Brown. He's very dangerous when he does that. Moses pings it. Oh, this is going to be too deep, is it? No. Oh, that was pinpointed. It looked like it was going to carry to the end goal, but it just dropped at the right time for... Oh, Tupou's lost the ball. Play on, they say.
Making a tackle, loose carry.
Well, the game was in a little bit of a holding pattern, and
shot clock on.
The Parramatta Eels were playing the field position battle, and they were winning it, and they've earned themselves an attacking set here from a scrum. And I think it's Dylan Brown. Here it is here, just a loose carry from Tupou. Oh, just got punched out there.
Love that.
Makatoa was just making the tackle, but Dylan Brown, he's got to find himself here with the football in his hands, because he's the most dangerous player at the moment in a Parramatta jersey. He's having a great season. He steps off his left foot. He's really sharp.
I love it when blokes get away with things. I love it.
Not if they play for Canterbury. Here's Lane. Lane, oh, that was a determined run. He plays it just short of the line, Marnie. And Madison now with a tackle count refresh. So they were thinking about a trick play out wide, they decided against it. Brown and Makatoa. Baker makes the tackle up top. Marnie. Oh, he goes to Madison. Didn't want to catch it actually, Ryan, and he's trying to break the arm free with the thought of an offload, but that doesn't happen there. Watson drops him into the turf. Oh, look at that for a tackle. Geary.
Great tackle.
Oh, he came racing up and he hit his target.
Great read.
Moses for Makatoa now.
They've got no real plan here, the Eels. They're just playing. They're just throwing it around, hoping someone sneaks through.
Gunderson, numbers here. They try the kick again, but Walker's going to get back.
Billy, am I missing something? I mean, they just seem to be throwing passes and throwing plays at them, hoping something happens.
Yeah, after they have a shot, they seem to go to a ruck forward just to settle it in, but it's just settling the defence and allowing the Roosters to regroup and assess what's coming next. Very telepathic at the moment.
That's a kick.
Good kick. And Makahisi Makatoa. This has gone really quickly this half. It's been good football. Particularly if you're a Rooster. Brown now for Lane.
Got to go again now. Get the key men the footy in their hands instead of giving it to a ruck forward to take another one in.
Kafusi. Met by Baker. Tupanua. He's made a stack of tackles. Tupanua. Now Brown. And now Moses. And Penasini goes into the line, but they were waiting for him. It's good defence there by the Roosters, and Walker has struck a number of times with good tackles close to the line. Here's a chance. Oh, Papali is so strong. Nearly there. Penasini for Moses. And they play flat to Kafusi. Ball out the back now. Gutherson. They dragged the outside defence in. Marnie, they wanted to kick the outside men. There was no one there. Instead, Madison now steps his way towards the line, and now Marnie with it. Marnie digs in, can't get there. Desperate defence, Butcher that time. Oh, Moses has dropped the football.
Yeah, well, that's it. The defence has finally frustrated the attack out of it. They've had some line dropouts, some six agains. Plenty of opportunity on the goal line here to get another score, but the Roosters' defence has virtually worn them down. Yeah,
there was an opportunity to kick, but it was the work ethic and the attention by James Tedesco. Just watching them to get this offload, the Parramatta Eels, and Reid Marnie gets the ball. He's looking to kick to the corner, but you see James Tedesco covering that space in behind there. That prevented him from kicking. Great work by the captain.
Oh. Now, they better be careful
so early.
here, the Eels.
Oregon.
Because the Roosters just won't be happy to have the ball and have a penalty. They'll be thinking minute and a half, let's put them to bed. Keary goes for as much territory as possible. You watch the Roosters here in this last minute. They won't just play out the clock.
Now Fletcher Baker. They're 36 metres short of the Parramatta line. Tilly Tupanua. He's been sensational in the first half. Keary, Walker. I read that one like a book, Mitchell Moses. Centre of the 30-metre line. Walker playing it. There's Butcher. Battles his way up to the 20. Fourth tackle.
Field goal. Field goal.
First up field goal. Walker. Nice kick.
That's good.
He's got it. First half field goal.
I hate the first half field goal.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
I hate the first half field goal. It's a good one though. Bang, right down the middle.
Well, it makes them think about how many tries they've got to score. They've got to score more than 3 converted tries now.
Yeah. But sometimes it says we think we've got enough.
Well, the Roosters have turned in a cracking 40 minutes here, and the Eels have got it all to do. 21 points to 6. Sunday footy, magic round, Suncorp Stadium.
Sammy, run!
Magic round. It is a wonderful weekend, and this is one of the best matchups. Akatoa resumes hostilities after the break. Ampol State of Origin on sale now. You reckon this is good? You wait till you see an Origin game here. Sydney, Perth and Brisbane, the venues this year. Tickets selling fast. NRL.com/tickets. You've got to get them. It's going to be a classic year. There's Papali'i. 11 short of the halfway. Now Kafusi gets them up just about to the centre of the field. And Moses kicks. Well, they might have crept up a bit high. No, around the arm, says our referee Adam G. That Tupo with a great run.
Will move! Wait!
Good contact.
Ryan, space, Reed, you gotta wait! Hold!
Strong defence there. Could have left his head there and just Crichton after he got up. Now Baker over the halfway. Here goes Watson. Oh, it's a pass. Baker went backwards. Takeaho is going to be stopped on tackle 5.
If the Eels want to mount a comeback here, they have to ensure the Roosters don't score again in this game. The Roosters have to finish with 21 if the Eels are any hope to drag them back. I mentioned that amazing record the Roosters have got. If they score more than 18 points, they've won their last 36 times. Unbeaten in 36 occasions where they've scored 18 or more. They've got 21.
Madison beat Takiaho. Oh, nice work. Nice work, Nat Butcher. A tennis-style forehand volley. Popped the ball up in the air.
To his team's favour, didn't he?
It was a slap.
There he is with a run now, Butcher. So he's probably going to have to go the rest of the game now, Butcher. Victor Radley off the field and gone for the game. If you're joining us late, it's an ankle injury. Now, Baker's offload missed its target. And Walker is going to fire one out here to Momirovski. Oh, he stands them up there. Good ball, two around the corner. Tupou gallops down the wing and he's tackled in field, but there could be more coming for the Roosters here. Keary finds Watson. Tedesco's there, keeps it alive. Keary went around the back, now Manu. Manu looks up, gets it past it to Vanilla, and he says play on, our referee.
Wow.
He's going all war, the try.
The Sydney Roosters score tries that other teams just won't score. And this is a perfect example. Look at what they do to the Eels here. Momorowski out of nothing. Isuzu D-Max replay finds Tupu down the left. The ball will come right across to the right, and it looks like Parramatta's got them covered all the way. There's a shift, there's another shift, they've got him. Doubles around when he didn't have to. Over the top when it wasn't on. Manu, you think he's going to be tackled, flick pass. Tilly misses the ball, ends up in the hands of Suwali, and they score.
Well, we talk about these key players for the Roosters being in sync. James Tedesco could only hear a voice, and it was Luke Keary's voice that was swinging around the back. Gets it to his strike centre, Joey Manu. Ball hits the ground, and Joseph Suwali, he scoops it up. But it all started with the left-hand side raid, and it was Sam Walker. He's got this great ability to get the ball to space. He picks the ball up, and then he fires it out to the left. And Paul Momorowski, he finds that space. They put a dent in the Eels' defence, and then they go from sideline to sideline. And here it is here, that voice from Luke Keary just sweeping around. And they find themselves with another 4-pointer.
And Joseph Suwali, he's having a really good season this. He got a taste of the top grade at the age of 17 last year, but they're going to give him an extended run, and yeah, they've got to play, haven't they? But the teenage prodigy, well, he's still a teenage prodigy. Just a very big one. And so Walker, he's been wonderful. Oh, the Roosters. This is Rooster football. The real Roosters have stood up. So the pass there for Manu, it went back out of the hands, and then if it went forward on the bump, it's all right.
It's back out of the hand.
Yeah, that's right.
A little flick pass. And Sam Walker, all the attention is on young Sam here, and that's what he's got in front of him.
This is quite a task for Parramatta now. And Walker's left it out.
Tommy, run!
So there's Victor Radley back in his civvies. Lindsay Collins out because of suspension. So they're doing this well without some key men at the moment. The Roosters. Sam Verrill's not there today either.
Up square now!
It's not a good boot, that one.
No. Connor Watson. Throat problem that was keeping him out of action for the last month. Played here by Baker. Takiaho. Nowhere really to go. Last tackle here. Keary again finds Gutherson on the fly.
You see Connor Watson just hold the pass up to James Tedesco. He did really well not to throw that ball. A lot of dummy halves throw that pass and it goes forward, but James just overran his dummy half and he just held it in and got to their kick.
Tackle count restarted for Parra. Madison now with the first run of the set. And Brown, he runs into his teammate laying there. So the 6 again, Cal. It's stacked well against the Roosters. DeFusi playing it outside the 20. Marnie, Madison, Moses, all the ends. Papali'i runs through them past Tedesco and has cancelled out the Roosters try.
There's a beautiful line here by Papali'i. Nice pass by Moses. Ball goes out to the right-hand side. Isuzu D-Max replay. Just that line by Papali'i. He's a powerful ball runner. And that close to the line. Gets himself across it.
Yeah, you just watch Sam Walker here, who's out there on the line. He's the third man in from the wing. He'll actually go to move up in defence and then backs away. And that's what creates the crack that Papali'i runs into. You see it's a high shot from the side. Walker goes up in defence and then he paddles and then he goes backwards in defence. Watch him. Third man in on the right. He goes up. Now he'll turn up and goes back again. And it's that hole there that Papali'i hits. So just a lack of communication between he and his edge back rower. Something spooked him. Something got him nervous because he went to go up and then he decided to back off, and that opened the door for Papali'i to go strolling through. Brad Fittler.
Normally there's a build-up to tries, but there was no build-up to that at all. The crowd's just sitting down, taking a bite of their pie, and all of a sudden, Mitchell Moses puts Papali'i through a hole. This could be 25-12.
Time out!
All right, well, this is still a contest. They are a very good and sometimes unstoppable attacking force, Parramatta, so they just found that try, and they can regroup after conceding after half-time. Might have gone forward from dummy half. Brown once again running. And running well. Down a short side now. Baker got across to help Suwali, who'd been isolated there by Opacek.
We know they've got the points in them, the Eels. If they get a run of possession and a few passes stick, they can rattle them up pretty quickly.
Gutherson. Moses down a very skinny short side and dinks a kick ahead, and a second kick. Moses! Oh, we've had two blinders, two magnificent individual tries. Walker in the first half and Moses here.
The energy, when you put points on the board, it creates energy in your team, and Mitchell Moses goes down a short side. Wow, he's at his best here. Isuzu D-Max replay. It's only the very shortest short sides too. Didn't have much space to work in. And the crafty number 7, double kick and shows some speed. Gets to the ball first. Here come Parramatta.
Well, he actually runs out of the field of play. Let's just check here the feet before the first kick. Close, close.
Oh, brilliant.
He gets it in, and he's able to get the second kick, keep his balance. That's as good an individual try as you'll ever see.
Brilliant.
Brad Fittler.
Well, there was a little bit more build-up to that one. They had a cheeky little shot down the left here. I thought that teased the Roosters, should have got them a little bit more urgent. And once again, Mitchell Moses steps up, just plays off the cuff, sees an opportunity behind Suwali, behind Tupu, and the crowd are getting to their feet. There's going to be a game.
Oh, there's a game.
This could be 25-18.
There's a game.
Well, sometimes the opposition scores a try and you've just got to stand and applaud. But there's no defence to that. That's just one man's brilliance. He'd like to nail this straight down the middle. Boom.
Oh, it might be his half, this. This just might be Mitchell Moses' half. And the kick bouncing through off the post after he's done the equivalent of a tennis player hitting it around the net post. What are you saying about the ups and downs of life as a Parramatta fan, Gus?
Oh, yeah, they're teasing them again. Just teasing them. Parramatta fans were walking out the gate. They've turned around. They've run back in, sat back down. Stick with it, darling.
Gutherson, all that. They've got a bit of mojo about their work here now. Again, it's the number 7 with a floating kick.
What I said after half time, if they could keep the Roosters to 21, they'd have to do that to win. It'd be 21-18 if they were able to do that. They've still got 7 to make up. Plenty of time in which to do it.
Oh, a mile of time.
The Roosters with the amazing record of scoring 18 or more and being undefeated in 36 weeks. And Sam Walker with the first half field goal. This is the mock. The mock.
Might not be yet. 7 points the difference. Welcome back, Kiri. Manu, he's standing up on a check. It's unbelievable, this bloke. That fend, it's lethal. Kiri, up she goes. Momirovski chasing hard after it. Good take. And he's been cleaned up there.
Yeah, well, when you're trying to get yourself and your team back into the game, that's where you want to turn the football over. A couple of metres from the try line. You tighten up your defensive line and make Parramatta work really hard to get out of here.
Big Junior Paulo and Nathan Brown getting ready. McIntosh now.
Yeah, it's a perfect time to throw them in. I wouldn't wait too much longer.
Kick finds the ground. And the Roosters skipper in his 100th for the club. 16 short of the halfway. Suwali.
What do the Roosters do, Billy? Do they start looking over their shoulder or do they think they've got to score more points?
Well, what Parramatta have done over the last 6 or 7 minutes is they've taken their football away. So they haven't had the football much, and when they have had it, they've had to just work it out of trouble. So they can't play football against them. They need to find their lanes, and their key men need to get the ball again.
But are you talking about scoring more points or just control?
Well, you've got to play the Roosters style of football. Whether you score points or whether you build pressure and play the field position battle, it's still the same. It still looks the same.
Kiri, aerial. Another really good kick that. Verum's got to go back into the corner and he gets up into a good tackle, good kick chase.
In the last 2 sets, they've finished really well. They've finished in a good position. They've turned the ball over where they want to turn the ball over.
Great work from Joe! Daniel Roux!
Here's Gutherson with a good run. two outside men, the wingers, and then Gutterson. They get them on the front foot here. And Papali'i within 10 metres of the halfway. Moses again. Set for set, kick for kick. Oh, look at that. The ball bounced backwards.
The Roosters have let the last three bounce. The ball bounced kindly.
Stand down! Wait.
And Gutterson and then Tupou catching up to the big dog.
Move together!
Suwali couldn't break free of that tackle. It was nicely done by Obachek. Suwali now, a floating ball, and Watson.
Right now!
6 metres short of the halfway. Tedesco now. Need to play 5. This is pretty big stuff now, isn't it? This is a total complexion change on this game.
Well, it's got to a really important point. It's a bit like when you were a kid in the park and Mum was calling you for dinner because the street lights are on. You say, well, next try wins.
Look out, Suwali. Suwali copped a knock in that tackle. I don't know if it's HIA related. It's right in front of Brad down there. He'll keep an eye on him, but they ran at him that time. He had his back turned. And Brown just short of... Sorry, Brad.
Well, he's rattled. He's shaking his head off.
Yeah.
It's on the haunches now. I'll just have to watch the medical people from the Roosters, see how they react.
What's this? Oh, he's lost the ball. He's going to challenge. He's going to challenge straight away, Moses.
Challenge. He's pulling my foot.
Leg pull. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I will.
I'd
Ash,
say Suwali's not long for this game.
with a captain's challenge, coming up tuck 4, on-field ruling is he's lost possession, he's tried to play it too quick and hasn't got to his feet properly.
So the referee's stipulated exactly what he saw. Moses is saying he pulled me foot while I tried to do it. And Moses, does he get up to play the ball?
He's got a tackle there by Angus Crichton. Mitchell Moses gets to his feet and places the ball back on the ground. Angus Crichton has failed to release him. This is interference. Yeah. The challenge is successful.
Mitchell knew what he was doing. Yeah. He tried to get up twice. Angus Crichton wasn't letting go. And he was really confident there, Mitchell Moses. Now it gets interesting. Like I said, I think it's next try wins.
All right, Freddie, Suwali's still there.
Yeah, they went up and did a test with him. They asked him a few questions. He put on a strong face and he's still in the game.
On his foot! Holding!
Oh.
Holding!
Now the bunker will be removing him in about 2 minutes.
Campbell Gillard with a booming run. They're 20 out.
6 more.
Brown now.
Get up now, Jared!
Oh, the Roosters look like they're just starting to feel the pinch here. Parra finishing downhill. Paulo, Campbell Gillard, good tackle. Really good tackle, Keary on a much bigger man, Campbell Gillard. The line is almost within reach here for the Eels. Paulo and Marnie and Campbell Gillard and Madison. Ryan Madison scored one last week and might do the same here, yes! Ryan Madison!
Yeah, so do I.
Well, he's threatened to do this 3 or 4 times this afternoon. That jink off the right foot step and his big frame, once he gets in between defenders, 3 or 4 times he's looked like breaking through the line. And now at a crucial time, what did I say? Next try wins. Madison has come up with the next try. Isuzu D-Max replay. Watch the big man here with his footwork and then his power. Marnie kept going to his 2 fresh front rowers. Paulo with the offload. Campbell Gillard gets it away now. Dummy, right foot step, right foot step, right foot step. Surge, push, change hands. Now muscle your way to the in goal. That's a brilliant try, Brad Fittler.
On the back of a beautiful offload from Junior Paulo. That's a tough pass to get from Reid Marnie. He's got the attention of 3 Roosters and just pops the ball back beautifully into the bread basket, and Ryan Madison does the rest. Plenty of questions around Ryan Madison with his toughness getting to that middle of the field. I think he's proving tonight that he can be a real strike weapon through there. He's got great footwork, he's got a bit of speed, good leg speed. That's a great try. This to be 25-24.
Still yet to confirm the try. But there was a, I think it's confirmed now as Mitchell Moses steps in.
There's 20 minutes to go.
A 1-point ball game.
Yeah, 20 minutes to go.
Yeah. Time to run!
The first half field goal. You think I'm silly, don't you, son? You're all laughing. You're all laughing. What's that stupid old bloke going on about? It's 21-6.
It's the difference at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Do you think it'll stay there?
Papali'i has been wonderful again. Now Paulo. Oh! Maria Hargreaves!
Wow!
With the shot of magic round.
Get that, India.
Wow!
Bounced straight to his feet, big junior.
Get that, India.
Tedesco with the catch. I wonder if that's got a bit of life back into the Roosters. How about this one? Wutska! It's Saluka for feeder, actually. The main tackler.
Yeah, he's the one that gets the shoulder in here.
Yes.
Bang. He's a good young kid.
Haven't seen Junior Paulo knocked over like that very often. Watson for Tedesco. And for Walker now. Bit of room here. Cut off pretty quickly. Momirovski through. A backhanded ball for Tedesco, who's trying to get the arm free. Campbell Gillard. Inside the 20 now. And here's a kick for Suwali. Suwali up. Yo! What about the catch from this young freak of an athlete?
Well, that's incredible. Have a look at him. What is he, about 6'5", 6'6"? Still a baby. But watch the athleticism here as he climbs up on top of his rival. Isuzu D-Max replay. Watch this. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, the key to that one, Gus, he gets up early. He owns the space in the air. Just gets up nice and early. Sits on his opposing winger, Hayes Perham, and just says, thank you very much, I'll have that one. That is athleticism at its best.
Oh, super kick too. It was all perfect.
Yeah, nice kick, head down on the spot, and just watch him sail up early here. Owns the space.
How about that?
Boom. What a player, 18.
Well, there was some talk about him when he was younger. I mean, he's still young, but he's about AFL, but that's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets. What a try that is.
Oh, that would have looked spectacular.
What's
down
this?
on the touchline.
Pinpoint accuracy. Keary sees him, doesn't think, kicks. Look at that. Look at that. They could put the bar up another 8 inches.
Everything was flat. Keary got the ball nice and flat over the advantage line, brought the defence up, and it isolated Hayes Perham on the wing and gave his athletic young winger the advantage to attack the ball.
Sometimes you see it at the Olympics. You know, the bloke, the high jumper goes over the bar, but he clears it by about 6 inches. And you think, well, he's got plenty more left in him. He could have gone higher easily.
Well, he's got a bit in him.
Now this is a big kick.
Massive kick.
To push it back to 7 points. Pressure for Sam Walker. Nope.
Come off.
Brad Fittler, can you take a walk down the right-hand touchline? All the goal kickers that have kicked from there today have shanked the ball. I'm just wondering whether that ground is really wet and greasy down there, whether they're struggling with their footing on the approach.
Well, the worst part of the whole ground is where the touch judges have been running up and down for the last 3 days. The first thing I noticed last time he kicked, how he aimed it a little bit to the right and he second-guessed himself. He just didn't. The second kick, I don't know where that come from, but he missed that just as badly. But yeah, this touch line isn't in good nick.
So Roosters, if they win by 6 or more today, they will jump into 4th position at present, level with the Sharks, with a +51 differential.
Oh, Manu. Joey Manu with all these elusive bests there. Oh.
5 the difference. That's a nervous lead, isn't it?
Crichton wrapped up nicely. Carey with a high long one. And Gutherson now. I wonder if that's just stemmed the bleeding a little bit for the Roosters. And you know what? The big tackle and then the try. It was quite a brilliant little 1 minute period there for the Roosters.
Well, there'll be a lot of players in the NRL at the moment wondering how Suwali stayed on the field. Like, players have been sent to the head bin for a lot less than what he suffered there. The bunker's got a hair trigger, and usually they get them off pretty quickly. I mean, he staggered and stumbled, and they just cleared him to play. And he's come up with the big play, which means he's 100%. He's all right. He should never come off, but they've sent a lot of players off for less.
Gee, I can't believe he just went tumble turning over the defence. Now Moses again. He likes that little corridor, but there was nothing there for him that time. Tupou had it covered. Now Saluka Fafita. Inside the last 15 minutes, it's been a cracking game. Yes, Brad?
I was just talking to the medical staff for the Roosters. Joseph Suwali got the ball. When he was judged, it was a grade 3. That means they do an on-field check, and if he passes that, it's okay. Something similar happened to Cam Munster last night when Nelson Asofa's head collected him on the jaw. Grade 2 is a HIA, you have to come off. In grade 1, you're off, and you can't go back on.
Keary kicks high in the air. Here's Manu. Oh, he puts pressure on Gunderson. Now there's a collision mid-air there, but what the ruling will be is that it was a contest for the ball. It wasn't a play at the man as such. And Manu chases brilliantly from marker there to make the tackle on Opacek. Perham now. Marnie to dummy half. And Penasini, so the outside men have carried Parramatta to within 12 of the halfway line.
Yeah, they've picked up though, the Roosters, haven't they? That try has just given them a little bit of zip again.
Daniel Tupou, 180 running metres for the game now. And now Momirovski. Played it to Walker, Tedesco now. And Maria Hargreaves. Inside Parra's half now, Walker inside Tedesco.
He never stops, Tedesco. There is not one set of 6 in possession where he is not humming around the ball the whole time.
He takes luck out of it, doesn't he? Yeah, he makes his own luck.
He never stops. You'd expect at some time I'll just have a breather, we've got the ball and I've done a bit of work. Never, ever, ever.
Oh, Keary with a shot.
This is the period where the fatigue really sets in. These players have been going nearly 70 minutes now, and some tired boys out in the middle of the field, so get some spark and some leg speed in and around that ruck.
And not much stoppage in the second half either, Billy.
No, the Roosters look better at the moment, physically.
Madison now, that's another good run from him. To the halfway, Taukeiaho the tackler, Marnie and Moses. Oh, one went behind, Isaiah Papali'i. Oh, he kicks it off the left boot. Straight to Daniel Tupou. Paul Momirovski now. Suwali played it quickly here. It's going to allow Watson to run and then Tedesco to run off of him.
Yeah, another set, another run.
Keary for Baker, who's back on the ground now. Inside the 30. Keary down the right-hand short side. A high ball. They go. Oh, Gunderson.
Brave take.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's been two brilliant takes by Clint Gunderson, and he's done a great job. Kept his eye on the ball. He's gone up with it. You see him here, straight up into the line with the attention. Joey Manu. And Taukeiaho. There you go. Eels.
Moses. No one really running with Simonson there, who's very much one out.
No, they're tired, the Eels. They're struggling to get it to the other end of the field again. Here's a chance.
Addison for Junior Paulo. Oh no, that wasn't the play.
It was a bat on. He batted it onto himself.
He said they didn't go forward.
He batted it onto himself.
Oh, that was a curious call.
Well, it's earlier on he said a bat on.
Oh, it's hit the corner post.
Corner post.
Well, there's 10 minutes to go now. You're starting to get to the stage where Parramatta need to start chancing their arm. They can't wait for the Roosters just to make a mistake and gift them field position. They've got to start playing football from their own end.
Well, Eels having, Roosters having a drink and taking their time. The Eels are on the line ready to go.
Pull him off.
They've got towels, they've got drink bottles, they're wandering around, taking their time. Now we've got time off. We've got a ball boy on the field, Brad Fittler.
Yeah, I'm thinking about ways that Parramatta could change the game here. But I was thinking about Cam Munster getting in tight and getting a ball steal. Dylan Brown hasn't done much this half. The ball hasn't come to the left. It's all been Moses on the right. He's got 9 minutes 45. It's all set up for him, I think.
Well, I think they've got to get together, Freddie. I think Moses and Brown have got to start combining and creating little plays in and around the ruck for each other.
Watson. He looks dangerous. Especially with a few of these big men labouring. Tedesco. And the play shut down in Papali'i's tackle on Crichton. Tedesco again.
Another set.
Oh,
another
Tedesco nearly pokes through. Oh, Lane.
He just knows what his team needs.
Madison, sorry, made the tackle. Just held onto his jersey. Keary sends it to Manu now. Manu to Vanua. Satilli to Vanua, back to Suwali. He gets it away. It's on the ground. Now, I wonder if it's touched the Parramatta player.
Knock on off Sean.
Yes.
Knock on off Sean.
Well, that's amazing from the Roosters.
Knock on. Shot clock on.
They do this regularly. A lot of pinball passing and offloads in a short space of time. Manu with the flick around the corner. That's so good. He just threw it into the hands of Sean Lane, just trying to get rid of it. It's hard not to play at the ball in that situation. Roosters can wrap it up here. Roosters can wrap it up. But the Eels got one more defensive set left in them. They need to defend this to be any chance.
The short little rest period will help.
Roosters can put them to bed.
JWH. And Fletcher Baker, he's a big strapping lad, isn't he? Tackled within a couple of metres of the line. Tupin, a rattles in an unbelievable tackle that's forced the ball out, and I think that's Freddie's man, Dylan Brown.
I'm not sure if he trips into it.
That's a big play. That's a big play.
Tupanua hasn't got to his feet yet. He's still on the ground.
As you're looking at a high
clash.
No.
Freddie.
Give him space.
Yeah, well, I was looking at Sean Lane as he come to the sideline. It's hard to see on that angle, but if he's dropped the ball cold, you think he might have gone a bit high. Sean Lane still can't catch his breath. He's sitting on the sideline here. He has absolutely nothing left.
Well, Tupanua's done this to himself because he half stumbles and ducks into the tackle. Brown doesn't do anything. He just stands his ground.
And the force comes from Tupanua.
Yeah.
The speed that he's running. Brown stationary.
Yeah. There's nothing that he could have done differently. I'd be getting a little bit nervous if I was a Parramatta fan here. If he's been hit high, it's really accidental contact.
Well, this is most concerning, but this is all part of the protocol. If there's any hint of damage around the neck area, this is what happens.
Dylan.
It's high. It's high. It's a penalty.
I think it's more than a penalty. He's calling Dylan out.
It's on your ball.
It's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be a penalty shot for the Roosters from next to the post.
And that'll take them
out to 7.
7 points in front. I'd like another look at this. See Satili Tupanua just here. Well, that won't show it. He's not in a good way, Tupanua. He's back to his feet now and being assisted from the field.
It's purely accidental. Purely accidental.
And like you say, Gus, Tupanua created all the force.
Yeah.
Brown stationary and absorbs it, and he leans into it, just cops an accidental forearm across the face.
There's nothing that Dylan Brown could have done differently.
All right, well, Satili's okay.
From him.
And Walker.
No, here, where you were.
To send it beyond the converted try margin. Did that first half field goal's handy, isn't it?
It is now. It's kind of anticlimactic, isn't it? We're praising the tackle and the fact that he's jolted the ball free, and then
well, they kick this goal, and Parramatta, I would assume, go short and try and get the ball back. There's still plenty of time on the clock. It'll be 6.5 minutes.
Well, they've got to kick a short kick off. Do they go left to Suwali or right to Tupou? They're both 10 foot tall.
Might go to the middle.
No ball.
Yeah, one not to miss. 100% footy this week. There's a bit happening in the game, and particularly at a couple of different clubs. So, the Roosters had a comprehensive lead just after half-time. Para surged and have given themselves a chance. Even still, there is a little bit of time, but this kickoff will be important. So Gutherson goes in the air. Oh, you forgot Manu as well, amongst the tall timber.
Well, they forgot to compete as well. Yeah. No one went up for the Parramatta Eels.
Well, it's been great Sunday afternoon entertainment, hasn't it? Sunday afternoon of the Magic Round.
Up together, Macca! Nathan Square!
Well, I don't know. The Roosters back, but they blew the Titans away, and they've got some confidence about their play, and they've come out here, and they're 5.5 minutes away from knocking off Parra.
I don't ever think the Roosters were gone. I mean, they had a couple of narrow losses, but I never really thought they were gone, or playing their way back into some form.
Keary sends it up in the air. Talkiaho after it. Rhea Hargreaves after it, but Gutherson has caught everything that's come his way today.
I don't know if they've got the energy to go 100 metres, Billy. Roosters look to have got stronger over the last 15 minutes, and the Eels look to have built it a little bit.
Well, Bryce Cartwright's out there. He can create a few opportunities.
Well, Bryce is fresh because he didn't get on the field against Penrith.
Well, they're not going to do it one out, so they've got to get together. A group of players have got to get together, start putting some plays on.
Here's Ryan Madison. That'll take him up to around 170 metres for this game. And Moses, what's he got? Papali'i and Momirovski had to back off there, so Simonson, he's going to stab one over the top. Have a guess who's there.
Well, it had to go high. Simonson had to put that one in the air and make it a contest. There's too many Roosters covering back.
He's been phenomenal, Tedesco, hasn't he? Brad Fittler.
That wasn't a bad finish to the set, but I've got to say the 5 tackles before earned a boo off the crowd. There's James Tedesco, 245 metres. And that hasn't finished yet, I don't think.
There he is again.
Well, he just knows what his team needs. He knows whether to get out wide and create opportunities or just get through the middle and get to the end of the set. He takes that 4th tackle.
He never has a rest.
Which allows his whole team to get on that kick chase. He's got Maria Hargreaves down there. All the forwards working really hard.
He never has a set of 6 off.
This has been a high-quality game, hasn't it? Cartwright there with the inside-out ball. And no way through for Mitchell Moses. It was billed as one of the big games with Magic Round, and it's lived up to it. This has been a really, really good game.
Oh, ball. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
The long flick pass.
Simonson's bouncing away from defenders. Oh, he got a nice one around the corner himself. Gutherson on, Cartwright on, out the back, Opacek on the bump. Here he's over there on the wing. Connor Watson's over here as well. It's every man for himself at the moment. Cartwright keeps it alive. Brown running. Brown off. Brown with a kick. It's going to be too long.
No.
It was building. It was building through offloads and bumps and spins. And then Dylan Brown just found himself in a bit of space. Showed a clean pair of heels, got to the fullback and just put a little bit too much on this kick.
I think he had support looming up on the inside. Cartwright gets it away, he sprints through. He's got Gutherson right on his inside. Gutherson scores under the posts. He scores under the posts. It's not easy when you're running at full pelt to feather your kick like he needed to do, but Gutherson was there under the post. 31-30.
Less than 2 minutes left.
And that was Cartwright. He handled twice in that little short side range. Got Dylan Brown away.
Drew Hutchison was there at the start of this and looks like he's going to be there at the end as well. So last tackle. Walker, they rushed him and he didn't kick. He took on the line and he's tackled here 20 metres out from Parramatta's line. So they've got an 80-metre journey ahead and time's just about up. Nakatawa now. Marnie for Clint Gutherson. Up to the halfway, or just short of it. And Butcher held on a bit too long, but that's all right. They can lay low them as long as they want here.
Yeah, good win by the Roosters. Great comeback by Parramatta, showed plenty of fight.
Ball's been lost. That's going to win it. The Roosters are going to nab 2 points off the Eels here. They've been terrific. As soon as that ball was knocked out, there were arms in the air across the field for the Roosters. They've been in camp, they've locked down together, and they've come away with a big result here. After defeating the Panthers last week, Para have come to Magic Round. They haven't been able to back it up, and the Roosters have found form. And that'll get them a spot in the 4 as well. A 7-point victory to James Tedesco's Sydney Roosters, 31-24 over Parramatta.